I returned from a 9-month deployment to find my stepmom standing in front of my garage, arms spread wide like a human shield. She physically shoved a crumpled check for $5,000 into my uniform pocket and hissed, "It is just metal. If you call the police, you are destroying this family." I looked past her shoulder to see my 1969 Ford Mustang Fastback, the car my late father and I spent 8 years restoring, mangled around the oak tree in the front yard. It was totaled. She thought she could bribe me with pennies to protect her golden child. Kyle, she didn't know I wasn't going to call the police. I was going to call my insurance adjuster, who holds an agreed value policy for $85,000, and once they paid me, they would come for her house to get their money back. This wasn't the first time they treated my property like a communal toy box. The disrespect started the day my father died. When I was 19, Kyle broke into my room and stole the cash I had saved for basic training gear, claiming he needed it for books, which turned out to be video games. My stepmom said, "Brothers share." When I was 22, I caught my stepmom selling my father's vintage Snap on tools at a yard sale for $2 a piece. I had to buy back my own inheritance from strangers. They viewed my enlistment not as service, but as a vacation that left my things unguarded. But the Mustang was different. That car was my father's soul. We spent thousands of hours sanding rust, rebuilding the 302 engine, and sourcing original cherry red paint. It wasn't a car, it was a memorial, and Kyle had destroyed it in one joyride. The conflict escalated when Kyle stumbled out of the house, smelling like stale bourbon and vomit. He didn't apologize. He leaned against the porch railing and smirked. "Relax, G. Joe, I just took it for a spin to show Jessica." The steering was stiff. Anyway, he had stolen my spare keys, driven drunk, and wrapped a piece of history around a tree at 40 miles per hour. My stepmom grabbed my wrist as I reached for my phone, her nails digging into my skin hard enough to draw blood. "Dawn, you dare," she screamed, shaking me. "Kyle has a scholarship interview next week. I will ruin him. Take the $5,000 and fix it yourself." She was physically wrestling the phone from my hand, panting with desperation. "He is your brother. You have to forgive him." That was the trigger. The smell of alcohol on him, the scratch of her nails on my wrist, the insult of offering $5,000 for an $85,000 car. I realized arguing was useless. I didn't fight her. I didn't dial 911. I put the phone in my pocket. "Fine," I said, pulling my arm away. "I won. Call the police." She exhaled, looking relieved. "Good. You are finally growing up." She thought she won. I walked away, went to a hotel, and dialed the catastrophic claims hotline for Haggerty Insurance. I filed a claim for the full agreed value. I listed Kyle as the unauthorized driver. I gave them the address. The climax hit 30 days later. I had already moved into a new apartment. My stepmom called, screaming so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. "What did you do?" "We just got a letter from a law firm. They demanding $85,000. I took a sip of my coffee. "I claimed the accident, just like you wanted. No police report." She was hyperventilating. "But this letter says subrogation. They threatening to put a lien on the house. They suing Kyle directly." Then came the begging phase. It was pathetic. "Please, call them off. We don't have that kind of money. They going to take the house. Kyle will be bankrupt before he is 25. I let the silence hang for a long moment. "You told me not to involve the police because we family," I said, my voice dead calm. "But the insurance company is NT family. They a business, and they always collect." The humiliation was public and brutal. A week later, I drove by their house. A sheriff's deputy was taping a foreclosure notice to the front door, while the neighbors, including old Mr. Henderson who loved my dad, watched from their driveways. Kyle was sitting on the curb, head in his hands, watching a tow truck take his own car away as collateral. My stepmom was crying to the mailman, trying to explain, but he just walked away. I felt nothing. I used the $85,000 payout to put a down payment on a house with a secure, underground garage. Kyle lost his license due to the civil suit revealing his intoxication, lost his scholarship, and lost his mommy's safety net. They wanted to handle it civilly, so I let the corporate lawyers be as civil as a wrecking ball.